Thomas Jefferson once said, this is attributed to him, and I write about this in my new book, It Takes a Revolution, Forget the Scandal Industry, which you can buy pre-ordered on Amazon.com or BarnesandNoble.com or BooksAMillion.com or many other booksellers. It's published by Post Hill. He said, when the people fear the government, there's tyranny. But when the government fears the people, there's liberty. Now that applies not just to government, but that applies to the domestic terrorists and everybody out there who is trying to destroy this country and tear it apart and turn it into a socialist, communist gulag. It also applies to the Democrats who are holding their convention today, and they've been doing it for the last 2 days. It's a shameless display. We are nonpartisan, but I got to call it as I see it, is that this is a vile group of individuals who are trying to destroy this country, and I'm not giving any credit to the establishment Republicans either, who are the flip side of the coin and do nothing. They're part of the whole swamp, stuffing money into their pockets, allowing the Democrats to do whatever they want, because to them, it's a matter of their own interest, not the American people. But we've seen a cavalcade of really vile politicians speaking at this Democrat convention. First, there was Bernie Sanders. Then there was Rashida Tlaib. Then there was AOC, Alexandria Cortez. Then there was Bill Clinton. And yes, tonight we have Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, the former president who caused the race war that we currently have. Things were going along pretty well. Whites and blacks and others were improving their lot. Little post-nasal drip. But I'll tell you what's dripping here. What's dripping is the venom of the left. And they're very, very dangerous. They intend not just to destroy this country. The radical left will be in your neighborhood. It's already happened last weekend. Radical blacks were in neighborhoods demanding that people turn their houses over to them, that they deserve that for slavery. Well, you know what? I'm Jewish American. What do I deserve for building the pyramids? I guess maybe I can claim all of Egypt for that matter. But this is where we are today. Now, there are some people out there who are doing things in the political sphere. And one is my client and friend, Laura Loomer. She's taken on the radical left. She stuck her neck out. And last night she won the primary in Palm Beach County, which is my own county as well. I say this in my personal capacity, not as head of Freedom Watch, but I'm going to vote for Laura Loomer, obviously. She's taken on radical Islam. She's taken on Rashida Tlaib. We filed a lawsuit when she was assaulted by Tlaib. She took on Ilham Omar. She was the first to reveal the immigration fraud, that she married her brother, among many other frauds, tax fraud and whatever. This is something which you need to speak clearly in today's day and age. Now, when she revealed that, I filed a complaint with the Department of Homeland Security. Of course, that was thrown out because Trump isn't even in control of his executive branch agencies. He's not. He's not in control. Who's in control now? The deep state in the executive branch. The Justice Department does little to nothing. They even took an appeal in the Cliven Bundy matter after it was thrown out by an Obama judge. This is Bill Barr, a complete sham, a charade, a fraud. The guy is a complete fraud. Do not expect there to be high-level indictments coming into the elections. He's probably going to wait to indict anybody, and they'll be at a relatively mid or lower level after the elections, and the president may not win, in which case it all goes away. Of course, I hope he does, but the odds right now are 50-50 at best. Then you've got the legislative branch of government, a clown show, a bunch of court jesters, as I call them, again, stuffing money into their pockets. And then you have the federal judges who think they're there for life, think they have immunity. They don't really. Get my book, It Takes a Revolution, Forget the Scandal Industry. That's something that needs to be clarified. And you've got what you call a breakaway government that the people fear. Now, it's time for the people to push back peacefully and legally in self-defense. Freedom Watch has a subgroup called the New American Militia. We don't advocate violence in any respect, but you have to be prepared with your Second Amendment rights. You should arm up, okay? You should purchase a firearm. You should get ready when they come for you and your family and your house, and you should act defensively. You never start anything, but if people begin it, then you have to protect yourself, and that's very important. I also formed another group with Sheriff Joe Arpaio called America's sheriff. This is to protect the police. So we have people that can come in and protect us, and to bring cases like I brought in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, for 8 cops who've been discriminated against because they're white and because they're male. 100 and some were fired just on social media postings, which weren't racist at all. Leading that charge was a district attorney that was elected with the money of George Soros, a mayor, an ultra-leftist mayor by the name of Kenny, and a police chief by the name of Ross. And now you have one by the name of Danielle Outlaw, who not coincidentally comes from Oregon. This is what we're facing. And this is why you not just need to purchase my book, It Takes a Revolution, Forget the Scandal Industry. Go to Amazon.com or BarnesandNoble.com or Books A Million or any of them, because I have real solutions on how to wage a peaceful revolution. Unlike Sean Hannity, whose book basically just regurgitates what he says every single night and then says, vote for Donald Trump. Well, that's not enough. Even if Trump wins, he's going to be checkmated probably by Congress, and he's only going to be there for 4 years. This country's going to head down the drain. We may not be around in 4 years. We need to take matters into our own peaceful and legal hands. And that's my message. Join our citizens' class actions against the Chinese. See if you qualify. Our criminal cases in The Hague, our libel lawsuits against the leftist media that destroys anybody who stands up to them, our cases against Antifa, our cases against radical groups of all varieties of the left who are trying to turn our country into a communist state. So share this podcast far and wide. Go to freedomwatchusa.org, sign up for our Justice League, support our causes with tax-deductible contributions, and get the word out far and wide. You can find this podcast at freedomwatchusa.org, radioamerica.com, Spotify, iTunes, Parler, Parler, the new equivalent of Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Get it out far and wide. Don't rest on your laurels. Don't sit on the couch. Don't do what Hannity's saying, which is do nothing. Just vote for Donald Trump. You know, he's just a groupie. That's all he is. And he's not terribly intelligent. But, you know, in terms of entertainment, there's better entertainment, believe me, even on TV. We don't need entertainment now. What we need is action, and that's what I'm advocating. So thank you for listening to me. God save your family. Stay safe. I'll be back tomorrow with another special podcast of Special Prosecutor with Larry Klayman. Until then, thank you for listening to me.
Hear that? It's the sound of families across America baking the best of it. Adding savory flavor to breakfast, lunch, and dinner with Farmer John Bacon. Get some meal inspiration for your family at farmerjohn.com. And hey, let's keep baking the best of it. Hear that? It's the sound of families across America baking the best of it. Adding savory flavor to breakfast, lunch, and dinner with Farmer John Bacon. Get some meal inspiration for your family at farmerjohn.com. And hey, let's keep baking the best of it. Hear that? It's the sound of families across America baking the best of it. Adding savory flavor to breakfast, lunch, and dinner with Farmer John Bacon. Get some meal inspiration for your family at farmerjohn.com. And hey, let's keep baking the best of it.